How many times have you closed your eyes with all the strength of your heart to visualize the life you long for? You've painted every detail, the house, the partner, the inner peace, abundance flowing effortlessly. You've worked hard to feel the emotion, to believe with every fiber of your being that it's possible. And yet, when you open them, the reality staring back at you is the same, a persistent echo of what you no longer want, generating that painful whisper, asking, "What am I doing wrong?" What if I told you the problem has never been your ability to dream, but a fundamental misunderstanding about how reality is created? You've learned that you must ask, visualize, and insist, but the truth is that the universe doesn't respond to your requests, not even to the clarity of your mental images. The quantum field isn't a wish catalog where we send orders. It responds to something much deeper, much more honest, the quantum frequency you emit every single second. The invisible error. The reason for that stagnation that hurts your soul is incoherence. Your mind visualizes prosperity, but your body is anchored in the vibration of fear of not having enough. Your heart longs for love, but your energy transmits a wall of protection from past wounds, and this dissonance creates static noise that cancels out your signal. There's a silent question that has perhaps haunted you for years, a longing of the soul to return to a place of power and belonging. How does it really feel to inhabit that version of you that already lives in that dreamed reality? At the end of this video, I'll reveal why your being already knows that answer and how to consciously activate it. If you feel this conversation resonates in a deep place within you, I invite you to subscribe, because this is a space for those seeking answers, not in the noise outside, but in the wisdom of the heart. Faulty premise. The paradigm shift that changes everything is this: stop trying to attract the life you desire. It already exists. In the quantum field, all possible realities coexist in this very instant, like an infinite ocean of potentials, each vibrating at a specific frequency. Imagine for a moment that each of those realities, the one of full abundance, the one of conscious partnership love, the one of radiant health and clear purpose, is like a radio station transmitting its signal without interruption, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The signal of joy is available now. The signal of peace is available now. The problem has never been that the station you're seeking doesn't exist. The problem is that you've been trying to tune into it with a miscalibrated receiver. You, with your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, your cellular memories, are a biological receiver. The key to everything is your personal quantum frequency. That's your dial. And that dial has been tuned by habit and inheritance to the frequency of struggle, of scarcity, of "I am not enough." Think about it. You can desire with all your mind to hear a symphony of peace, but if your body is vibrating at the frequency of stress and anxiety, all you'll hear is the noise of your own internal static. The universe isn't denying you the music. It's reflecting with absolute fidelity the frequency at which you're transmitting. That door you felt was closed, that sensation of being separated from your longing, is simply the dissonance between the frequency you want to receive and the one you're generating. That's why the work isn't to ask louder, it's to tune more finely. It's about becoming internally, energetically, the person who already lives that reality. The Coherence. But how does this really work at a physical, biological level? Or is it just a poetic idea? This is where science and spirituality shake hands in a way that will leave you breathless. Think of it this way. Your body has two incredibly powerful command centers, the brain and the heart. For centuries, we've believed the brain was the conductor of the orchestra, but neuroscience and biophysics show us today a deeper truth. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field up to 5,000 times more powerful than the brain's, a field that extends several meters around you. This field isn't static. It changes every instant, and what modifies it are your emotions. When you live in survival emotions, stress, fear, frustration, anger, your heart's rhythm becomes irregular, chaotic. This incoherent signal travels directly to your brain and tells it, "We're in danger." The brain obeys, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and putting you in fight or flight mode. In that state, your energy is focused on surviving, not creating. It's impossible to tune into a new reality when your entire biological system is anchored in defending itself from past reality. Now, here comes the magic. When you consciously choose to cultivate elevated emotions, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, joy for something that hasn't happened yet, your heart's rhythm becomes ordered, rhythmic, coherent. This harmonious signal travels to the brain and tells it, "We're safe, it's time to create." The brain then releases over 100 beneficial biochemical changes, optimizes its functioning, and opens you to new possibilities. That coherence between heart and brain is the energetic signature of your quantum frequency, the clearest and most powerful signal you can emit to the field. Those of us on this awakening path often get trapped in thinking without realizing that the doorway to the quantum field is feeling. As studies on meditation and mental reprogramming explain, the brain doesn't distinguish an experience happening outside from one you're feeling intensely inside. When you generate the emotion of your desired future before it occurs, your body begins to believe it's already living in that reality. This is like tuning an instrument. You can't force the orchestra to play in your key. You have to tune your own violin. Your work isn't to convince the universe. It's to generate the internal coherence that converts you into a vibrational magnet for the reality that already exists, waiting for your attunement. The buttle traps. And it's precisely here, in the attempt to apply this knowledge, where most of us, with the best intentions in the world, have gotten lost. We fall into subtle traps that, instead of elevating us, reinforce the same reality we want to escape. The first and most common is the trap of empty affirmation. We stand in front of the mirror and repeat, "I am abundant, I am abundant," while our nervous system is contracted by fear of bills. Our body, which doesn't lie, is emitting a quantum frequency of panic, of scarcity. And this contradiction is a scream of incoherence to the universe. The result is that we feel like imposters, and the affirmation becomes a painful reminder of what we don't have, deepening the wound. The second behavior is visualization from longing. We create perfect mental images of our goal, but the underlying emotion we feel in our chest is one of need, of emptiness. We feel the lack of that partner, the absence of that health. And since the quantum field responds to vibration, not to the image, what we manifest is more of that emotion, more experiences that make us feel empty and needy. And finally, there's the trap of forced action, spiritual effort. We believe that if we work to exhaustion, if we do all the rituals, if we apply all the techniques without rest, we'll force reality to change. But this action is born from distrust, from the belief that we're not deserving unless through sacrifice. Those of us who've been through this know how exhausting it is. It's like yelling at the radio to change stations. Not only does it not work, but it leaves us voiceless and without energy, reinforcing the belief that life is and always will be a struggle. You are not failing. If you've recognized yourself in any of these patterns, I want you to stop for a second. Take a deep breath with me and exhale all judgment, all guilt. I want you to hear this with every cell of your body. It's not your fault. You haven't done anything wrong. The fact that you've tried so hard to the point of emotional and physical exhaustion isn't a sign that you're failing. On the contrary, it's the most beautiful and moving proof of the depth of your longing. It's the testimony of a sensitive and brave soul that knows in the deepest part of its being that there's a more authentic way of life, more aligned, and that has been desperately searching for the way back home. You haven't lacked dedication, and you haven't lacked faith. You've simply been using the wrong tools for a very delicate task. You've been trying to open a flower with a hammer. You've been applying the energy of force, of the masculine and controlling mind, to the subtle and receptive art of vibration, which belongs to the domain of the heart, of feminine energy. The path to activate your quantum frequency isn't a battle you must win against your current reality, but a romance you must cultivate with your future reality. It's an act of love, not war. So allow yourself to release that heavy burden of doing everything perfectly. Release the need to force, to push, to deserve. You are already deserving. You always have been. And if these words bring you relief, if you feel your shoulders relax a bit hearing this, I invite you to give this video a like, not as a number, but as a gesture of energy, a way to share this relief with other souls who, like us, need to release the struggle and remember how to flourish. Self-reflection. And in this space of stillness and permission we've created, I want to invite you to brief self-reflection, without judgments, without needing to find an answer right now, just for the pleasure of exploring your own inner universe. With total honesty and compassion, ask yourself, if my outer reality is and has been a perfect mirror of my predominant internal frequency, what has the mirror been showing me with love? What silent emotion, what unrecognized belief has been screaming to be seen through my circumstances? Let the answer emerge without forcing it. Now I'll ask you a second question. Think about that life you long for, that expanded version of you, and go beyond objects or achievements. What is the fundamental sensation that inhabits that reality? Is it the deep peace of knowing everything is well? Is it the freedom of being yourself without apologizing? Is it the expansion of feeling connected to everything? How would your body feel if that were your base emotion, your home? That sensation you just touched, even for an instant. That's the code. That's the melody of the soul we were talking about. It's not something you have to build. It's something you have to remember. People like us who have already awakened to this truth understand that the journey isn't outward to achieve, but inward to remember and reveal that original vibration. 3. Practical steps. So the big question is, how do we begin to cultivate and stabilize this new quantum frequency in our daily life beyond moments of meditation or reflection? The answer is simpler and more beautiful than you think. It's not about complex rituals, but small, consistent actions that reprogram your being at the cellular level. I'll give you 3 simple practices you can start applying from today. The first, I call the microdose of the future. Choose the central emotion you discovered earlier: peace, freedom, joy. Set an alarm on your phone to sound 3 times a day. When it sounds, stop for just 60 seconds. Close your eyes and instead of visualizing, focus solely on generating that emotion in your body. Feel it in your chest, in your hands. You don't have to know how it will arrive. You just have to savor how it feels. This repeated practice creates new neural grooves and teaches your body to live in that emotion, converting it into your base state. The second practice is physical anchoring. Choose an action you repeat several times a day, taking a sip of water, opening a door, looking out a window. Turn that action into an anchor. Each time you do it, use it as a reminder to connect with your elevated emotion for just 5 seconds. Over time, your brain will associate that everyday gesture with your new frequency, integrating the practice into the fabric of your life without effort. The third is verb attunement. Pay attention to your internal and external dialogue. Each time you catch yourself saying, "I need money," or "I lack love," stop and reframe with kindness. "I'm in the process of aligning with abundance," or "I'm opening myself to receive full love." Shifting from "I need" to "I'm becoming" radically changes the vibrational signal you emit. The key, as always, isn't perfection, but coherent repetition. People in our community who apply these simple practices are beginning to see synchronicities, to feel a calm that doesn't depend on the external. For those of you who feel a deep yes in your heart and desire a clear map, a structured guide to sustain this transformation over time, I've created a deeper accompaniment. It's called The Path. It's not just another course, it's an organized system to integrate these truths day by day, a support structure so you don't get lost on the way and convert this new frequency into your true nature. It's the next step for whoever is ready to inhabit themselves again. If you feel this call is for you, you'll find the link to explore it in the description of this video. The reality of the journey. Now, as you embark on this practice, I must be completely honest with you. There will be days when you wake up and feel that everything has vanished. anxiety, doubt, the old story of scarcity will feel like they're knocking at your door with overwhelming force. Your mind, addicted to the known, will whisper, "See? It doesn't work. You failed. You're back at square one." I want you to engrave these words in your heart for when that moment comes. The relapse isn't proof of your failure, but an opportunity for your mastery. True progress on the quantum frequency path isn't measured by the absence of low vibration days, but by the tenderness, compassion, and speed with which you return to your center after having strayed. Imagine you're the captain of your own ship. There will be waves that knock you off course. An expert captain isn't one who never encounters a storm. That's impossible. It's the one who, in the middle of the storm, knows calmly how to take the helm and readjust direction again and again without panic and without judgment. All of us on this path, this community of souls walking together, experience this. What unites us is that we've learned not to punish ourselves for the fall, but to honor the wisdom that the act of rising gives us. Each conscious return to your frequency of peace or gratitude strengthens it and makes it more magnetic. You're not failing, you're training, and you're becoming a master. Your declaration. So to seal this commitment to yourself, to anchor this new consciousness in every atom of your being, I invite you to one final gesture, a symbolic act of power. I want you to go right now to the comments section and write a single word, attuning. This word isn't for me or for the algorithm. It's a declaration for your subconscious and a decree for the universe. It's the signal that your work has changed. You no longer ask from scarcity. Now you attune from wholeness. And with this gesture, the mystery of that closed door that frustrated you at the beginning dissolves. You realize the most liberating truth of all. There never was a door. Only a veil existed, a mist created by the static of your own incoherence. The key you were searching for with such longing wasn't outside. The key has always been you. It's your capacity to align what you think with what you feel, to generate coherence and emit the melody of your soul. That was the code. Each comment strengthens the energy field we create together, reminding us that we're not alone on this journey back home. Your new identity. From this moment on, if you so choose, you stop being a person waiting for life to happen to them or asking favors from the universe. Today, you reclaim your true identity. You are an energy architect, a conscious attunement master. Your power doesn't reside in what you do, but in who you choose to be at every instant. Your work is no longer to chase the butterfly of happiness, but to cultivate an inner garden so beautiful that butterflies come to you of their own accord. This is the true meaning of activating your quantum frequency. This isn't the end of the video. It's the beginning of your life lived from the inside out, and you don't have to do it alone. If this vision resonates with the truth of your soul, if you feel you've finally found a space that honors your sensitivity and your depth, I invite you to subscribe and join this community. Do it not to follow just another channel, but to declare that you choose to walk alongside other souls who, like you, are remembering their power to create. We'll continue deepening together on this sacred journey back home. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your courage.